Hello and welcome to the How-To tutorial on using AESCrypt for Mac. AESCrypt is a simple, effective, and free tool for encrypting and decrypting documents, allowing for the secure emailing and transport of protected health information, or PHI. Now there are a few things to keep in mind when using AESCrypt, namely when it's appropriate to use it and when other encryption methods should be used instead. For example, AESCrypt should be used when sending files and documents to other West Coast staff via email, when storing files containing PHI on an unprotected device such as an unencrypted flash drive, external hard drive, laptop, or computer. However, if you're sending files to another party who does not have the AESCrypt application or cannot install it due to administrative restrictions, for example, county social workers who don't have administrative rights to install programs, then you'll need to use another method. With that, let's get started. A few things we'll need to begin with. We'll need a Mac computer running at least OS X 10.6, otherwise known as Snow Leopard. We'll also need the AESCrypt application that we'll find on the HIPAA page of the West Coast Children's Clinic intranet site. For PCs, you can refer to the Using AESCrypt for Windows How-To tutorial video. Okay, so let's start by opening up the West Coast intranet page. And this is the home page. If you scroll down just a little bit from the navigation section on the left-hand side, you'll see this HIPAA entry. You just want to click on that. And then if you scroll down the page, you'll see a variety of resources relating to HIPAA law. But down here, you'll see an encryption resources folder, and then the AESCrypt encryption tool installer for Macintosh is the first entry. So we'll just go ahead and click download. And then we can open it. It'll show us where it is in the browser. And double click to start the installation and just follow the prompts. And voila! We have now installed AESCrypt. So now we need to go down to the applications folder, find the AESCrypt newly installed application icon, and we'll just click and drag that down to our dock. Okay, and so now we're ready. We have the AESCrypt icon in place, and we're ready to encrypt and decrypt files. Okay, so now that we have AESCrypt installed, let's go ahead and encrypt a file. So you'll notice I have this sensitive client information file. It's in Microsoft Word format, and to encrypt it, I'll just simply drag it down to the AESCrypt icon and drop it on the icon. Now when it prompts for a password, that's a password of your creation, and you'll want to share that with the person you're sending the encrypted file to, either by sending them a voicemail message or calling them directly. You'd never want to send a password over email. So we'll add a password, and you'll see that we have a new file with the same name in the same folder, in this case on the desktop, but it has the AES suffix added to it, which means that it's encrypted. Now normally this would have a similar icon with the lock, but for some reason on my computer it's not showing up. Probably because we just installed the program. So let's see. Now I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this encrypted documents. And I'll place my newly encrypted document into that folder and open it up. And I'll explain the reason why I'm doing this in a moment, but for now let's try to open the document. Okay, so now I'm trying to open the encrypted document, so I'll simply put in the same password that I just created, and you'll see that it's created another document that's unencrypted in the same folder. Now there is one pretty big flaw in AESCrypt, and it's one that everyone should be aware of when using the program. Now say I have created my encrypted document from the original, and then I want to go back into the original document, which in this case contains the lyrics to Cat Scratch Fever, and I'm going to add some additional text. Okay, so let's just pretend that I've worked hours and hours on this document. I save it as the same name. So here I have my original encrypted document, and then I have a newly edited document with the same name. For some reason, if I decide that I want to look at the original document and not the edited one, and I go to unencrypt the document, but I enter the wrong password, it's going to give me an error message, and it's going to delete the document that I have spent hours editing. So that's a pretty big bug. AESCrypt is aware of it, and they haven't solved the problem yet. So until they do, that's just something you should be aware of. So it's always a good idea to put your encrypted documents in a separate folder. That way you can unencrypt the document and you won't have any problems. So when you're sending AESCrypt files by email, you always want to double check that the file you're sending is the encrypted version and not the original version. And now again, this is a good reason to have a separate folder with your encrypted documents in it. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to go into my email, and I'm going to create a new email. Alright, and send it to myself. And now I'll go ahead and attach the encrypted document from my encrypted documents folder. And finally we see that it does have the AESCrypt icon, which tells you that it's encrypted, as well as the suffix AES. Okay, and that's ready to send. So I'll go ahead and send it. And there's my document. Okay, so I'm going to open the email, and you'll see at the bottom of the email is the encrypted document that was sent. Now, it's really important when you are downloading encrypted documents. A lot of browsers will give you an option to download it or to view it. In this case, save it to drive. But if you click on the document itself, it will attempt to view the document. And you don't want to do that. The reason why is when you click view instead of download, it'll download the document, and when you type in the password, it'll unencrypt it, but it'll do it in a temporary folder somewhere on your hard drive that you will have a really hard time finding. So there will be this unencrypted document with PHI floating around your hard drive, and you don't want that. So what we're going to do is download it, and then when it's downloaded, we can show it in the Finder. It's in our Downloads folder, and then we can go ahead and double click it, enter the password, and then view our unencrypted document. The difference is we know where it is. So the mantra is always download first and then open. Okay, let's move right along then. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is securely erase a document that has PHI on it. Simply emptying the trash will not exactly erase a file. The contents of the file are still on the disk, and until they're overwritten, they could potentially be retrieved. So we want to securely erase a file. So what that means is, we take a file and we move it to the trash. We want to go up to the Finder, and then we want to go down past empty trash to the next entry, which is secure empty trash. And that will actually overwrite the file with a series of zeros, making it unretrievable. And that's how we want to do that. And there is your AESCrypt tutorial video. If you have questions about this video, please don't hesitate to contact IT. Thanks for watching.